say die. Never say die. The blackness, keep on.
And welcome to another episode of Ask the Wiz. I'm your humble host, Dr. Kendall Wiz Reeves, saying thank you so much for joining us doing this, another edition of Ask the Wiz, the radio broadcast. You, my beloved listeners, have ventured inside the classroom without walls. One month of two family members, we will be getting P.A.I.D. from not only our ER positions, but also His Royal Highness and North Korea, once again trading threats between one another as a result of North Korea launching a missile over Japan yesterday. Yours truly sent you out a tweet and a P.A.I.D. to that effect, and today we're monetizing our Ask the Wiz Wealth Institute defensive positions. That's right, we're going to be getting P.A.I.D. from 35% to over 200, that's right, 282% profit, all courtesy of the ancestors and the creator. At a point in time when people checking accounts, saving accounts, money market accounts, T-bills, CDs, and the like aren't even paying 3% per year. Here we are about to receive double digits and triple digit profits as we monetize both domestic and international affairs, and we get P.A.I.D. And also doing this the first hour of the Ask the Wiz Wealth Institute Classroom Without Walls radio broadcast, yours truly will be revealing to you noteworthy insider trading activity of the day, followed up with the list of today's top 10 trending stocks. And then you will be exposed to several under the radar positions. That's right, under the radar stocks that will get you P.A.I.D. during your retirement years. So many people in retirement are looking for ways and means to continue to generate income without jeopardizing their capital. That's right, they want capital preservation, but they still want income. So yours truly is going to give you multiple positions that will allow you to do just that. And we'll wrap up the first hour as yours truly will reveal multiple exchange traded funds. We're talking about ETFs that provide a clever way to get P.A.I.D. from Alibaba. That's right, the Chinese-based company. We're going to show you how to get P.A.I.D. from the big boy, Alibaba, by using macro positions, which are ETFs that are heavily laden percentage-wise with Alibaba, so you can get P.A.I.D. multiple times from utilizing our holding strategy with regards to the macro positions that are holding Alibaba. And as we roll into the second hour, yours truly will indicate two U.S. stocks that are poised to get you P.A.I.D. from abroad. We're talking about going international and global profits. Your money must leave your state, leave your country, and become global so that you can get P.A.I.D. from the four corners of the earth. We're going to give you two U.S.-based companies that allow you to do just that. And we're going to wrap up the second hour as yours truly gives you 10 stocks that are poised to get you P.A.I.D. from their release of game-changing products that will change society as we know it. You need to take copious notes as we see now what others see eventually, and we position ourselves to get P.A.I.D. from these avant-garde companies releasing world-changing and game-changing products. And we're going to give you some ER plays around 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, positions that will get you P.A.I.D. within the next 24 hours. So as you see, we've got so much to do in a brief period of time, all of which will allow you to get P.A.I.D. right N-O-W. You're right where you need to be, and that's with your humble servant, Dr. Kendall Wiz Reeves, and that's right here inside the classroom without walls. Once again, peace and blessings upon each and every one of you. This is your humble servant, Dr. Kendall Wiz Reeves, saying thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day. Now, before we go out here and make Wall Street pay us right here on Main Street, we're talking about double digits and triple digits profits galore. We would be remiss if we didn't give all praise, honor, and glory to the ancestors and creator for this day that allow us to develop the third eye, the eye that can see the invisible, and then concurrently develop the third ear, the ear that can hear the inaudible. This in turn allows us to stay in contact with the Most High and the ancestors through that centralized conduit that is known as spirit. For as both you and I know, without spirit, we are absolutely nothing.
Heart and soul, body and mind, but the very essence of our existence is spirit. What is it about the human spirit that produces the courage and the strength to beat insurmountable odds, to survive and endure despite unbelievable circumstances? Our spirit embodies the very essence of our existence. We believe that it has been handed down from generation to generation. Beginning in Africa, the motherland, where for eons, we believe that the Creator heard us when we cried, saw us when we faltered, and helped us along the way. And now, more than ever, it is time for us to get back in touch with the spirit that lives inside us all. Because without it, we are less than whole. But with it, there is nothing we cannot overcome. For the essence of our existence is spirit.
Amen and ashe. Now, for those of you that want to authenticate these prophets that the ancestors and the Creator are about to bestow upon the beloved ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute family, we beseech you then to engage in what is known as interactive radio by simply going to www.yahoofinance.com. That's www.yahoofinance.com from any internet-enabled device. And as yours truly gives out each and every symbol, all you have to do is punch it in, and you too can bear witness to the prophets that the ancestors and the Creator are bestowing upon the beloved ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute family. Wealth Institute family members, portfolios open, please, for it is now time to get P.A.I.D. And now, family members, let's make the ancestors and the Creator proud as we make Wall Street payers right here on Main Street. We're going to start out by doing 2 positions at a time because we have limited amount of time together and we have so much to do in a brief period of time. So we're going to go ahead and start out with that Catalent Inc. Catalent Inc. symbol CT. LT, talking about that September $35 call that's paying us 226% profit in less than 24 hours. Took that $35 call down at a mere $200 per contract, and in less than 24 hours, we're talking about today, is $652. That's right, $652 off of a $200 investment in less than 24 hours. We're talking about that CTLT Catalent Inc. September $35 call option position. And then the Bank of Montreal, symbol BMO, September $75 put underlying stock moved to the downside on the back of a negative ER, and it catapulted our $75 put to 78.38% profit. Took the position down at $185. It ratcheted up to $330 once again in less than 24 hours. So let us go to work, family members, and let's get P.A.I.D. prolifically as we sell the closed market order on each one of our contracts, issuing challenge stop to 35% below the seller close index, and we make Wall Street payers right here on Main Street. It's that CTLT and that BMO.
What's that? Yeah. 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 Wait a minute.
Groovy, jazzy, funky, bounce, dance as we
dip into a melodic sea. Rhythm keeps flowing and drips to MC. Sweet sugar pop, rock pop. You don't stop till the sweet beat drops. I shall improve as I stick and move. Vivid poems recited on top of the groove. Smooth mind, floating like a butterfly. Notes that are floating, sung like a lullaby. Brace yourself as the beat hits ya. Dip, trip, flip, fantasia. Jazz and hip-hop, dripping in your dome, it's your zone and rock. From confusion, a fly illusion, keeps you coasting on the rhythm to cruising. Up, down, round and round, far profound, but nevertheless you got to get down. Fantasy freak through the beat so unique, you move your feet and sweat from the heat. Back to the fact, I'm the Mac and I know that. The way I kick the rhyme, someone call me a poet. Form steady flowing, growing, showing sights and sound. Caught in the groove, invitation I found. Many tripped and tore upon the rhymes they soared to an infinite height, to the realm of the hardcore. Here we go, off I take ya, dip trip, flip fantasia.
What's that? Yeah.
It's that CTLT, talking about that September $35 call, 226% profit in less than 24 hours. And it's that BMO September $75 put, Bull Bear, we don't care, paying a 78.38% profit.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty mic master. Rhyming on the mic, I'm bringing suckers to disaster. Buku ducks, but I still rock Nike with the razzle dazzle. A star I might be. Scribble, jabble, scrabble on the microphone. I babble as I fix the funky words into a puzzle. Yes, yes, yes. On and on as I flex. Get with the flow. Birds manifest. Feel the vibe from here to Asia. Dip trip, flip fantasia. Ow. You don't stop. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Give me more of that funky horn.
What's that? Yeah.
Up next, we've got that Best Buy company, Movado and Haynes Celestial Group. Talking about that BBY September $63 put, paying us 108.50% profit. Movado Group symbol MOV. Talking about that September $23 call, paying us 282.35% profit. Took that position down at $170. It moved to $650 in less than 24 hours. And that Haynes Celestial Group, talking about that HAIN September $43 put, paying us 109% profit, utilizing the ASK THE WIZ 2ER residual strategy.
Yeah.
So let's lock and load on that BBY, MOV, and that HAIN. Don't hold us up. Don't you drag the line. Get P.A.I.D.
Yeah.
Keep up with us and get that MONEY. BBY September $63 put, MOV September $23 call, and HAIN September $43 put. Gotta keep up. Children, your line is dragging. Let's get P.A.I.D.
Your line is dragged. Oh, yes. Children, well, your line is sure enough dragging. Take your time right now. Take your time now. Pick up the slack. Well, now, and you to the line. Oh, bring the word. Children, your line is dragging. Children, your line is dragging. Children, your line is dragging. Now pick up that slack and you. Go ahead. Children, when your line is dragging, children, and you to the line. Mama can't help you now. The line is dragging. Papa can't help you now. The line is dragging. Brothers and sisters can't help you. The line is dragging. Well, now pick up that slack and you to the line. If you're dealing in dirt, hey, the line is dragging. If you're robbing, cheating, and stealing, your line is dragging. If you're beating on each other, your line is dragging. Well, now pick up that slack and you to the line. Well, now pick up your slack and you to the line. Mama said pick up your slack and you to the line. Well, now pick up that slack and you to the line. Well, now pick up your slack and you to the line. Well, now pick up your slack and you to the line. Mama said pick up your slack, girl, and you to the line. Mama said pick
Talking to YOU. Our ancestors are telling you, me, we,
up slack, child.
that our line is dragging.
Now pick up your slack. To the
Amen and Ashe. It was just yesterday that North Korea decided to continue to engage in extensive saber rattling by firing a missile over Japan. The Japanese Pre-M immediately called Donald Trump, and it was indicated that yesterday they had a lengthy telephone conversation. We're talking about the Prime Minister of Japan calling His Royal Highness Donald Trump about what would be done heretofore and moving forward. And what Donald Trump said was, and I quote, that all options, which includes military, they are on the table. Family members, yours truly immediately sent out a tweet and a P.A.I.D alert to each and every one of you pertaining to how to monetize this ongoing saga. We're talking about our ASK THE WIZ Institute defense positions. We're talking about that Boeing symbol BA September 20, $235 call that is paying us 179.50% profit. We're talking about that Raytheon company symbol RTN underlies target in 52-week high today on the back of that information that I just submitted to you. And that September $175 call is paying us 93.25% profit. And then that Lockheed Martin symbol LMT, talking about that September $300 call, is paying us 63.75% profit. Honeywell symbol HON, September $135 call is paying us 51.50% profit. Textron symbol TXT, September $47 call is paying us 35.50% profit. And Kratos, symbol KTOS, September $10 call is paying us 43% profit. We need to hold that Northrop Grumman, symbol NOC, General Dynamics, symbol GD, and that L3 technology, symbol LLL. And our macro position for our defense positions is XAR. Hold that position as well. But as it relates to the other positions that I just mentioned, family members, these same positions paid us on last Tuesday. We're talking about August the 22nd. That's August the 22nd. And these defense positions, we will continue to hit them in 30-day intervals as His Royal Highness Donald Trump and North Korea continue to go at each other with saber-rattling activities. So now, let us set a closed market order on each one of our contracts. Issuing channel stops at 3 to 5% below the 7 close index. And that BA, that RTN, LMT, HON, TXT, and that KTOS. And let's make Wall Street pay us right here on Main Street. What this world really needs is more peace and less posturing that puts the world at stake. Go to work, family. Monetize the North Korea-U.S. conflict.
have a time of peace, a time of life and love, and all guidance from above, so that a man could understand being free. Oh, what a time for peace. We need peace for our children, so that they may live the better life. What a joy divine, what a perfect state of mind, yes, with all worries and cares left behind. Oh, what a peaceful time. There's a place I know where the sycamores grow and the daffodils have their fun, where the cares of the day seem to slowly fade away in the glow of the evening sun. Peace till the day is done. We need peace for the children, so that they may live yet a better life. For the joy divine, and oh, what a perfect state of mind, with their worries and cares left behind. Oh, what a peaceful time. time of life and love, and all guidance from above, yes, so that a man could understand being free. Oh, what a time for peace.
Amen and ashe. You're inside the classroom without walls. I'm your humble servant, Dr. Ken the Wiz Reeves, who want to remind you that we do this each Tuesday and Thursday from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we provide you with information that will allow you to get P.A.I.D, right, N-O-W. For example, today we're going to be giving you multiple exchange-traded funds. We're talking about ETFs that will provide a clever way for you to get P.A.I.D from Alibaba. We're talking about symbol B-A-B-A. We're also going to give you information pertaining to 2 major U.S. stocks that will allow you to get P.A.I.D internationally. We're talking about global profits. And we're going to give you a list of 10 positions that have game-changing products that they are releasing that will get you P.A.I.D. And then we're going to also give you some under-the-radar stock positions that will aid and abet your income stream during your retirement years. So family members and listeners alike, as you see, we've got quite a bit to do in a brief period of time. We're talking about giving you information that will allow you to not only obtain, but also maintain your economic liberation. You're right where you need to be, and that's with yours truly. That's right. You are definitely with the in crowd, right here inside the classroom without walls radio broadcast. Get ready to take copious notes, you in-crowd people.
I'm in with the in crowd. I go where the in crowd goes. I'm in with the in crowd. I know where the in crowd knows. Any time of the year, don't you hear? Dressing fine, making time. We breeze up and down the streets. We get respect from the people we meet. They make way day and night. They know the in crowd is out of sight. I'm in with the in crowd. I know the ladies dance when you're in the in crowd. So easy to find romance. Any time of the year, don't you hear? If it's square, we ain't there. No, no, no. We make every minute count. Our share is always the biggest amount. Other guys imitate us, but the original is still the greatest. Time of the year, don't you hear? Dressing fine, making time. We breeze up and down the streets. We get respect from all the people we meet. They make way day and night. They know the in crowd is out of sight. Oh, I'm in the in crowd. I'm in the in crowd now. Not on the outside looking in. No, no, I'm in the in crowd. I'm in the in crowd. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm in the in crowd. It feels nice.
Talk talking to the in crowd.
It was nice.
My ASK THE WIZ Wealth Street family.
Nice.
Let's go to work.
Nice.
Here inside the Classroom Without Walls radio broadcast.
It feels nice.
We're going to take a look at noteworthy insider trading activity of the day, followed up with the list of today's top 10 20 stocks. And now, family members, let's take a look at noteworthy insider trading activity of the day. We're talking about people who decided that they were going to get P.A.I.D. by quietly selling off their own company stocks. Okay, we're going to start out first with taking a look at, there were several, well, no, let's see, let me look at my screen here on my live feed. Okay, I got two people who engaged in noteworthy insider trading activity that commands our attention. I want to bring attention to Richard McBee. Richard McBee spells his last name M-C-B-E-E. He sits on the board of directors of Mattel. Now, not the toy manufacturer. Mattel spelled M-I-T-E-L. Mattel Networks Corp. Symbol M-I-T-L. And earlier today, old Richard sold off 130,000 shares of his own company stock very quietly at a price point of $8.20 flat. And he made $1,066,000. That's Richard McBee, board of director member of Mattel Networks Corp, symbol M-I-T-L, making $1,066,000 earlier today by selling off 130,000 shares of his own company stock at a price point of $8.20 flat. And then there's Timothy Tevens, spelled T-E-V-E-N-S, Timothy Tevens. And old Tim sold off, oh, by the way, he sits on the board of directors of Columbus McKinnon Corp, symbol CMCO. And old Tim early today sold off 43,845 shares of his own company stock at a price point of $31.84 flat. And he made $1,396,025. We're talking about Timmy, that's right, Timothy Tevens, board of director member of Columbus McKinnon Corp, symbol CMCO, making $1,396,025 by selling off 43,845 shares of his own company stock at a price point of $31.84 flat. And now, let us move quickly to the top 10 trending stocks for today. We're talking about Tuesday, August the 29th, 2017. Now, for those of you that are on the ASK THE WIZ Wealth tweet list, well, many of you have already actualized and or monetized these positions upon completion of the appropriate drill down. And for those of you that would like to receive this type of information, that's right, each and every day that the U.S. markets are open, well, then all you have to do is to go to our website at www.askthewiz.info. That's www.ASKTHEWIZ.info. And upon arrival on our homepage, all you have to do is to go to the right-hand side of our homepage. You'll see the tweet submitted by yours truly. Simply click on Follow Us. Put in your pertinent information, and each and every day that the U.S. markets are open, you too will receive actionable intelligence that upon completion of the appropriate drill down will get your P.A.I.D. It's the ASK THE WIZ Wealth tweet list. Get on it today. Now, the number one position as it relates to the top 10 trending stocks for today, we're talking about Tuesday, August the 29th, 2017, is Juno Therapeutics, symbol J-U-N-O. Number two position is Imogene, symbol I-M-G-N. Number three position is Vale, symbol V-A-L-E. Number four position of today's top 10 trendy stocks is that Whole Foods Market, symbol W-F-M. The number five position is Immumedics, symbol I-M-M-U. Number six position is Caltent, Inc., symbol C-T-L-T. Number seven position is Groupon, Inc., symbol G-R-P. And number eight position of today's top 10 trending stocks is Agnico Eagle Mines, symbol AEM. Number nine position is Annaly Capital, symbol NLY. And the number 10 position of today's top 10 trending stocks is one of our defense positions. Talking about that Kratos Defense and Security, symbol KTOS. So there you have it, the top 10 trending stocks once again for today. We're talking about Tuesday, August 29, 2017. Number one position is Juno Therapeutics, symbol J-U-N-O. Number two position is Imogene, symbol I-M-G-N. Number three position is Vale, symbol V-A-L-E. Number four position is Whole Foods Market, symbol W-F-M. Number five position is Immumedics, symbol I-M-M-U. Number six position is Calent, Inc., symbol C-T-L-T. Or that's Catlin Inc., symbol CTLT. Number seven position is Groupon Inc., symbol GRPN. Number eight position of today's top 10 trending stocks is Agnico Eagle Mines, symbol AEM. Number nine position is Annaly Capital, symbol KNLY, and the limited position of today's top 10 trendy stocks is Kratos Defense and Security, symbol KTOS. When we come back, we're going to go over multiple positions that are under the radar positions that will get you P.A.I.D. during retirement. Now, these positions, they aren't household names, but that doesn't mean they don't belong in your portfolio, getting you P.A.I.D. Let's think about those that came before us that allow us the opportunities that we have today. I'm talking about grandma, big auntie, and the like. For it's because they were that we are. Let's get ready to go to work, family members, and let's get P.A.I.D. Let's do it for Big Mom and Grandma.
Grandma's hands clapped in church on Sunday morning. Grandma's hands played the tambourine so well. Grandma's hands used to issue out a warning. She said, Gregory, don't you run so fast. Might fall on a piece of glass. Might be snakes there in that grass. Grandma's hands. Now listen. Grandma's hands soothe the local unwed mother. Grandma's hands used to ache sometimes and swell. Grandma's hands used to lift her face and tell her she'd say, baby grandma, I understand that you really love darling. Put yourself in Jesus' hands, grandma's hands. Grandma. Grandma's hand used to hand me a piece of candy. Grandma's hands pick me up each time I fell. Grandma's hands, boy, they really came in handy. She said, oh, Maddie, don't you whip that boy. What you wanna spank him for? He ain't dropped no apple for, but I don't have grandma anymore. If I get to heaven, I'll look for grandma's hand. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I miss you, grandma. I miss you so much. Oh, grandma. Grandma's hand. Grandma's hand. Grandma's hand. Grandma's hand. Grandma's hand. Grandma's hand. Ooh. Grandma's hand. Grandma, 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 grandma. Grandma, 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 grandma. Grandma, 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 grandma. Grandma, grandma.
Let's go to work, y'all,
Your name,
for Grandma.
call in your name. Grandma.
Now let's maintain the appropriate chakra level, stay in the right meridian, form one mastermind, and let's go to work on Ways and Means. I'm making Wall Street pay us right here on Main Street. Now, family members, most of the time, the top retirement stocks to put in your portfolio are pretty clear. Familiar names like AT&T and Johnson & Johnson, well, those companies aren't going anywhere. Although they may never drive heroic growth, you don't have to worry about them losing ground either, or losing or causing you to lose money. Now, not every retirement stock that you own has to be a household name, however. Not every position in your IRA has to be the company that makes the goods and services you use on a regular basis. Indeed, there are some select cases where a company that's a little obscure and off the radar makes for a better long-term holding position than a more typical name might. Now, to that end, I'd like for you, me, we, the ASK THE WIZ Wall Street family and listeners alike, to take a closer look at 9 retirement stocks that don't get a ton of media, nor are they as big as more popular picks, but that every trader and investor should consider. And since we're talking about investing in long terms, it should be investors should consider these possible positions for inclusion into their portfolio upon completion of the appropriate drill down. And so, what I'd like to do, in no certain order, is give you a list of 9 positions to consider. The first under the radar retirement position to consider is a company called MIX, spelled M-I-X, MIX Telemetrics. MIX Telemetrics trades under the symbol MIXT. Now, MIXT is a global provider of fleet management, driver safety, and vehicle tracking services and solutions. In other words, any company that manages a fleet of cars or trucks can do so better by tapping into MIXT's technology. Boring? You bet it's boring. But it's also extremely profitable. You see, MIXT now has several years of revenue growth and consistent earnings under its belt. And as it turns out, there's a market for this kind of stuff, and a very big one, in fact. Now that the advent of the Internet of Things is a reality, and the things fleet managers have always wanted to achieve are possible, the fleet management market is projected to grow from less than $10 billion last year to almost $28 billion by the year 2021. You're talking about an under-the-radar retirement stock to consider for possible inclusion into your portfolio upon completion of the appropriate drill down. You got to be thinking about that MIXT. This next company, I love this company. I've held positions in this company for several years. This company pays me day in and day out. And the more and more people I see walking around with cell phones, I say cha-ching, cha-ching. I'm talking about American Tower, symbol AMT. Now, do you ever wonder how the signal from your cell phone connects to another cell phone across town or across the country? Most people don't, which is exactly the point. You see, American Tower Company, symbol AMT, manages roughly 40,000 cellular towers, okay? And it's one of those names most investors have never heard of, unless you're in the ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute family. But they certainly wouldn't notice if American Tower were to shut down all of a sudden. You see, American Tower has a business model that's perfect for dishing out reliable dividends regardless of the economic environment. But better yet, American Tower is set up as a real estate investment trust, making it a very tax-efficient means of passing along that income to investors. American Tower, with roughly 40,000 cellular towers, is a position that will get you P.A.I.D. consistently. AMT is the symbol. The next position I want to give you is a company called On Assignment. On Assignment. O-N Assignment. Trades under the symbol ASGN. Now, while it has been generally true that economic conditions ebb and flow, okay, and that indeed has made things hot and cold for some temporary staffing agencies, this particular position, ASGN, is largely shielded from those swings. Let me explain how. You see, its area of focus is on professional personnel such as technology gurus and healthcare workers. Those employees are in demand all of the time, irrespective of economic conditions. Indeed, with an increasing reluctance from companies to make direct permanent hires and a growing preference for flexible staff, ASGN is out in front of a rising tide that could swell for years, making it one of the better unsung retirement stocks to consider for actualization and inclusion into your portfolio. On Assignment, symbol ASGN. The next company I want to give you is Two Cows. Two Cows, spelled T-U-C-O-W-S. That's T-U-C-O-W-S, trades under the symbol TCX. Now, it's likely you used a service provided by TCX without even realizing it. You see, this strangely named company offers a wide array of services to organizations that operate on the web, including domain name management, digital file management, and outsourced customer service. And business has been very, very good. Revenue has grown at a strong double-digit rate since 2011, as has the company's income. And more of the same is expected going forward, including forecasts of 72% in the top line growth this year. Now, granted, much of that growth hasn't been organic growth, but rather driven by acquisition. However it works. No other company has been able to stop this quiet freight train, and none of those things are going away as long as the World Wide Web exists. Two Cows, symbol TCX. Next company I want to give you is Cisco, symbol SYY, Cisco. Now, Cisco Corporation isn't exactly an unknown name, but it's usually an overlooked name. You see, Cisco is a food service distributor that caters to just about any kind of business you can think of. Yes, restaurants, but also hospitals and hotels and schools. Now, there's nothing terribly interesting about the business, however, unless you like getting P.A.I.D. You see, Cisco may never be a high-growth kind of company, but it still is a reliable grower year in and year out. Revenue and income has grown every year for the past 4 years, and the same is most likely true moving forward. And as long as people continue eating food, Cisco will have a market to sell to them. Cisco, symbol SYY. Next company I want to give you is Shaw Communications. Shaw Communications, symbol SJR. Now, presumably, most investors that are listening to me now are located here in the United States. To that end, not every stock you own in your retirement portfolio has to be a U.S.-based company. And I'm going to give you 2 other positions later on in this Classroom.Walls radio broadcast that will allow you to get paid globally. In fact, some of the best retirement stocks you own should explicitly not be a U.S.-based company. That brings me to Canadian telecom outfit Shaw Communications, symbol SJR. This would be a wise way of adding some geographical diversification to your portfolio. In simple terms, Shaw provides TV, internet, and phone services to the better part of Canada. It's a reliable earner, but more importantly, it's a reliable payer. And that's right, SJR currently yields a dividend of more than 4%. And perhaps more pertinent to retirees, it pays its dividend on a monthly basis rather than once per quarter. That helps make it a great bill payer for retirees. Monthly dividend payer, Shaw Communications, symbol SJR. Next position I want to give you is HMS Holdings, symbol HMSY. That's HMS Holdings, symbol HMSY. Now, HMSY is a difficult company to explain, but I'll do my best. In simplest terms, HMSY is a consultant to all sorts of organizations involved in the delivery of healthcare, including caregivers, insurers, and even regulators. Its ultimate goal is to keep healthcare costs contained for everyone, including patients. Now, given the myriad of uncertainties the health insurance market faces due to the slow implosion of Obamacare, the knee-jerk assumption is to steer clear of anything remotely related to healthcare management. It's that looming disruption, however, that makes a company like HMSY all the more marketable. There will never not be demand for cost savings and accountability, and HMSY specializes in just that. The next company I want to give you is Lazard. Lazard, symbol L-A-Z. Now, when most people think of investment banks, a name like Goldman Sachs comes to mind. And while it should, Goldman is one of the biggest and arguably the most prolific. But not every worthy investment bank has to be a familiar name. Take Lazard, symbol L-A-Z. With a market cap of only $5.5 billion, Lazard doesn't turn a lot of heads. But that doesn't mean it doesn't enjoy the kind of growth its bigger brothers enjoys. In fact, Lazard's small size arguably makes it a more nimble, a more quick company than behemoth Goldman Sachs. The crux of the bullish case? Well, LAZ trades at an attractive forward price to earnings ratio of less than 12. And its dividend yield of 3.9% is almost triple what Goldman Sachs offers. Lazard, symbol LAZ. The next position that I want to give you is Grupo Aeroportuario del Sureste, symbol ASR. Now, not only should a retirement portfolio have some sector and market cap exposure, it should have geographic diversification as well. And Canadian telecom giant Shaw Communications, that I've already mentioned, provides that. But there's another interesting name across the other U.S. border. We're talking about Mexico's ASR. Now, ASR, for those that don't speak Spanish, operates 9 airports in Mexico. And ASR can be a cyclical name. Though surprisingly, its revenue and earnings are not only stable, but grow consistently, even if not dramatically. And to that end, the company has had and will continue to have for the foreseeable future plenty of chest-pounding fodder. Now, it recently upgraded its interest in Puerto Rico's San Juan Airport to 60% and added exposures to Colombia by purchasing controlling stakes in airport operations, Airplan, and Aeropuertos de Oriente. And ASR has plans to add more Latin American exposure. Now, ASR is an off-the-radar company, but that's the point. They get P.A.I.D. in a clandestine manner, giving you information that will allow you to not only obtain but also maintain your economic liberation. We're talking about multiple positions that will get you P.A.I.D. consistently during your retirement years. And when we come back, we're going to go over 3 macro positions, talking about ETFs, that will allow you to get P.A.I.D. from the big boy, Alibaba, as Alibaba stock continues to soar. And we see now what others see eventually. Talking about clever ways to get P.A.I.D. It's time, y'all, to continue to go to work.
Breaking up big rocks on a chain gang. Breaking rocks and serving my time. Breaking rocks out here on a chain gang. 'Cause I've been convicted of crime. Hold it steady right there and let me hit it well. Well, I reckon that honor get it, yeah. I've been working. Oh, well, and I still got so terribly long to go. Breaking humming rocks on the chain gang, breaking rocks and serving my time, breaking rocks out here on a chain gang. Cause I've been convicted of crime. Hold it steady right there, let me hit it. Well, I reckon that ought to get it. I've been working, and I still got some terribly long to go. Been convicted of crime, what I needed. The crime of being hungry and poor. Left the grocery store man bleeding when it caught me robbing the store. Hold it steady right there, let me hit it. Well, I reckon that ought to get it. I've been working, and I still got some terribly long to go. Heard the judge say 5 years hard labor. On a chain gang, you gotta go. Heard that dirty judge say 5 years hard labor. Heard my woman scream, Lordy, no. Hold it steady right there and let me hit it. Well, I reckon that ought to get it. I've been working, still got so damn long to go. Sweet honey baby, wanna break these chains off and run. Wanna go lay down somewhere shady, cause it sure gets hot here in the sun. Hold it steady right there and let me hit it. Well, I reckon that ought to get it. I've been working, still got some terribly long to go. Breaking up big rocks on a chain gang, breaking rocks and serving my time. Breaking rocks out here on a chain gang, cause I've been convicted of crime. Hold it steady right there, let me hit it. Well, I reckon that ought to get it. I've been working, still got some terribly long to go. I've been working, I've been slaving, still got some terribly long to go. I've been working, I've been slaving. And I still got so terribly long.
You're inside the classroom without walls. Now, one of the most powerful strategies and techniques that we use in the ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute family is a strategy known as the ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute holding strategy. And essentially, this is a strategy that is utilized when we have a macro position, aka a ETF, that has holding positions, which are the micro positions, the individual stocks within that ETF that move the stock, move the ETF or the macro position one way or the other. Now, when you have the most heavily weighted positions in an ETF, we're talking about the individual stocks, moving all in unison, that's called convergence. And when you have convergence, the macro position or ETF has to move the same way. Now, when you have divergence, the macro position may not move. But if you have convergence via the most heavily weighted position in the macro stock or the macro ETF, which means you have micro stock positions, the holdings, the top two most heavily weighted positions moving in unison, then the macro position, the ETF, will have to move that same way, and you get paid multiple times from that one occurrence. So now let's take, China's largest e-commerce company, we're talking about Alibaba, and implement our holding strategy on this particular position, buying through the macro positions that is most heavily weighted in. Now, Alibaba, and you know that symbol is BABA, has attained elite stock status in epic fashion this year. We're talking about 2017. Shares of China's largest e-commerce company has nearly doubled. And while the comparison is not perfect, Alibaba is most often compared to Amazon among U.S. companies. Now, shares of Amazon are up just 26% year to date. Now, Wall Street is mostly bullish on Alibaba stock, with some sell-side analysts pricing $200 as the target price on the stock, implying significant upside from current levels. Now, more upside for Alibaba stock will be more goods for the exchange-traded funds that hold the Chinese e-commerce giant, and there are a few such ETFs that I'd like to bring to your attention. Now, when we look at all of the ETFs that hold Alibaba stock, and I'm just going to give you 3 of the best, but there are approximately 30 ETFs that hold Alibaba stock. But you see, there's a smaller number, that are considered as legitimate Alibaba ETFs due to their noticeably large exposure to Alibaba. Now, for traders and investors who like the idea of getting some exposure to Alibaba without the commitment of the stock itself, the following macro positions, the following exchange-traded funds, the following ETFs are the best way to go and get P.A.I.D. cleverly from Alibaba. First position I want to give you is the iShares MSCI China ETF. Once again, the iShares MSCI China ETF trades under the symbol MCHI. Now, usually when investors think about Alibaba ETFs, they think about the funds dedicated to Chinese internet and technology stocks. Not diversified China plays like the iShares MSCI China Index Fund, which trades under the symbol MCHI. You see, MCHI tracks the MSCI China Index and holds 151 stocks. But this fund also features one of the largest weightings of Alibaba stock of any ETF on the market. So, with a 13.3% weight to the stock, MCHI is a creditable Alibaba ETF. Now that speaks to this fund's status as a way of accessing very cleverly Chinese booming technology and internet sectors without buying an ETF dedicated to those groups. Now MCHI allocates almost half of its combined weight to technology and consumer discretionary stocks, whereas the iShares China Large Cap ETF, symbol FXI, which we monetize for China also often, well, it has a technology weight of just 10% and is heavily dedicated to the lumbering Chinese bank stocks. Now, Alibaba and sector weights make the difference. Listen to me closely now. MCHI is up about 40% year to date, a performance that is about 50% better, okay, than the iShares China Large Cap ETF, FXI. And as goes Alibaba, so goes MCHI. Get P.A.I.D. cleverly from this macro position and Alibaba. Next position I want to give you is the Crane shares, Crane spelled Krane shares, CSI, China Internet ETF. Trades under the symbol KWEB. That's the Crane shares, CSI, China Internet ETF. Trades under the symbol KWEB. Now, KWEB is arguably the king of China Internet ETFs. In barely more than 4 years on the market, KWEB is now an $800 million ETF, and a large part of this fund's ascent involves the status as an Alibaba ETF. In fact, KWEB was one of the first ETFs to add Alibaba stock after the company's initial public offering. Today, KWEB has an Alibaba weight of 10.3%, making the stock the ETF's second largest holding. Now, other familiar names residing in KWEB include Baidu, symbol BIDU, and Alibaba rival JD.com, which trades under the symbol JD, and Ctrip.com, which trades under the symbol CTRP. In other words, KWEB has all the makings of a real growth fund. KWEB is up more than 56% year to date, and KWEB reflects expectations for stratospheric growth in China's internet sector, including data points such as Chinese e-commerce sales, which reached $749 billion in 2016, compared to $394.9 billion here in the United States. And that's an increase of 26.2% year over year. Family members, KWEB to get your P.A.I.D. from Alibaba. Next up, I want to give you the Guggenheim China Technology ETF. The Guggenheim China Technology ETF, symbol CQQQ. That's CQQQ. Guggenheim China Technology ETF, symbol CQQQ. Now, this particular position is almost 8 years old, okay? And that is old relative to other funds emphasizing Chinese tech and internet names. Now, thanks to significant exposure to Alibaba stock, CQQQ is coming of age this year. The ETF has recently been making a series of record highs and is up more than 52% year to date. Now, CQQQ has an 11.5% weight to Alibaba stock, making Alibaba the fund's second largest holding and a dominant element of the ETF's 71 stock lineup. Now, underscoring CQQQ's strength this year and Alibaba's contributions to that strength, the fund has not closed below the 200-day moving average since January. Now, investors around the world are waking up to the CQQQ story. The ETF has added about $64 million in new assets in the third quarter, okay? And this particular position is going to continue to flourish. You just received multiple positions that will allow you to get P.A.I.D. from Alibaba cleverly. We're talking about that CQQQ. We're also talking about that KWEB. Don't you dare forget MCHI. And we're talking about being able to monetize these three macro positions, all due to their holdings in Alibaba, symbol BA. making sure that you get paid domestically and internationally, because your money must indeed be global. And you must keep up with technologies and developments as they occur around the world. You're inside the classroom without walls. And when we come back, we're going to go over 2 positions that are U.S. based or domiciled here in the U.S., but will allow you to get P.A.I.D. globally. What's going on in the world today? Must get P.A.I.D. continentally.
Since I was 5, said, look world, I've arrived. I had to drive to make it out alive, but no matter how I tried to fake it, realized that I couldn't escape it. Put my foot to the pavement, then I got to stepping, ended up in the opposite direction from where I was headed, progressing. The path that was letting have me guessing, that's questions, but the answers I'm getting only led into more questions. What lessons am I learning? The seconds keep on turning back, reversing ahead of time, but I can't rewind or change the past. People I ask laugh and said stand in line. We all wish we could. You should get out the hood, cause staying would do you more harm than good. Unless you look past the stars, you'll never get that far. Facts are, you'll never make it in your own backyard. What's going on in the world today? Can't find the words cause it's hard to say. Just makes me wanna holler like Marvin Gaye. Got my eyes on the prize, but it's far away. What's going on in the world today? Can't find the words cause it's hard to say. Just makes me wanna holler like Marvin Gaye. Got my eyes on the prize, but it's far away. Now what you gonna do when it comes to your last breath, and when it's all over and you down in your casket? Looking back, I know you might have saw it coming, but maybe not as quick as everybody's still running the race to find a cure for the universe suffering. With the real fix, not a poem or buffering. I wanna cuss cause it makes me disgusted to see the fucked up way we struggle for justice. My great-great-grandfathers grew up in bondage. My great-grandfather died beaten unconscious. Both my grandfathers were dead when I came forth to this earth, and everybody living here's hurt. And so I search for a deeper purpose beneath the surface. Sometimes I wonder if it's even worth it. All I got is this pen at my side. My enemies lie, trying to hide genocide. What's going on in the world today? Can't find the words cause it's hard to say. Just makes me wanna holler like Marvin Gaye. Got my eyes on the prize but it's far away. What's going on in the world today? Can't find the words cause it's hard to say. Just makes me wanna holler like Marvin Gaye. Got my eyes on the prize but it's far away. Well, I finally made it out, got a bank account, new car, new house, new spouse, and a few doubts. Cause every time I depart and I start stepping forward, I take 2 steps back and things get out of order. It's like I'm trying to keep my head above water. Due to cutbacks, hours kept getting shorter. Now it's my old house, old wife, and new daughter, but I can't support her cause I'm back in the corner. That's life, it's gonna run out like a flashlight and use you to make new people to clap right. You wanna know what the meaning of life is? You might live to find out and die when you find it. But either way, when you live in the day, you better behave as if it's all withered away. Cause it's all a small ripple in the ocean of time, but it shakes the size of a generation of coastlines. What's going on in the world today? Can't find the words cause it's hard to say. Just makes me wanna holler like Marvin Gaye. Got my eyes on the prize but it's far away. What's going on in the world today? Can't find the words cause it's hard to say. Just makes me wanna holler like Marvin Gaye. Got my eyes on the prize but it's far away.
Let's continue to go to work, family. And now, family members, let's look at making our money international. getting P.A.I.D from the four corners of the earth. That's exactly what the uber wealthy, they do. And Bull Bear, they don't care. They're constantly getting P.A.I.D. Went over just yesterday in the ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute virtual trader room how we got P.A.I.D from the Mayweather-McGregor fight this particular weekend and Hurricane Harvey. Everything is monetizable, and we're monetizing the hurricane situation as we speak. We went ahead and finished monetizing the Mayweather-McGregor fight yesterday. And now, family members, let's look at how to monetize the four corners of this earth in a very, very intelligent manner. The two positions that I'm about to give you are U.S. domicile stocks, and they are indeed attractively valued, high-quality multinational companies. Now, in a world where most of the future GDP growth will be driven by emerging economies, it makes sense to look for companies who do a lot of business outside of the United States. Shareholders should benefit from secular domestic trends and immense international growth opportunities. Now, for those of us who want international exposure, but via companies listed on U.S. exchanges, well, yours truly has done the homework for you. You need to look no further. While they do not all abound given overall market gains, they are indeed attractively priced, high quality multinational businesses. And these positions that I'm about to give you prove that they do exist. Now, with that in mind, here are two U.S. stocks across food, and digital payments that will allow you to get P.A.I.D as they are international growth opportunities. First company I want to give you is Corona, California-based Monster Beverage Corporation, symbol MNST. Once again, Monster Beverage Corporation, symbol MNST. Now, this company has definitely left its quaint roots in the Hanson juice business and grown to become, well, a monster. It dominates the energy drink market, which is its most important segment from a revenue generation standpoint, representing 89.4% of sales as of last quarter. Now, one prong of Monster Beverage's growth strategy is innovation, which means product line extensions. This company is consistently coming up with new flavors and twists under their brands to attract new customers and boost the volumes in crucial and these volumes that they are increasing, is indeed crucial for Monster, which, by the way, trades under the symbol MNST, to continue to grow and be on the forefront of this particular portion of the industry. In April and May alone, 6 new energy drink products came to the market with names that emphasizes the company's focus on differentiation. They brought to the market Mutant, Super Soda, White Lightning, Monster, and then they had Monster Hydro, and then Mean Green, Manic Melon, and Tropical Thunder. And indeed, differentiation has been a key to their success in a world where the beverage aisles are already overloaded with hundreds of products. Monster has seen immense success with their bold graphics and a distinctive look to maximize their visibility and identification. Now, the other prong of Monster's growth strategy, as is the cause for many food and beverage companies, involve expanding internationally. Net sales abroad currently stand at about a quarter of total sales. And with such strong brands in place, Monster family members and listeners alike is looking to increase that brand. They've been seeing increased volume due to higher international consumer demand, and they intend to stroke further sales growth. For instance, so far, Monster, and once again that symbol is MNST, has been succeeding on this particular front. For instance, 2014 and 2015 gross sales to customers that were not in the U.S. were up 8.4%. From 2015 to 2016, those same sales have been moved up 24.6%. Now, upon signing a distribution agreement with the Coca-Cola Company, Coke owned a 16.7% stake in Monster. The partnership has been crucial to Monster's international expansion plan, and Coke further dominates in a growing niche market. Now, given the synergies between the two companies and Monster's attractive growth profile, it is not unrealistic to hypothesize that an acquisition remains a distinct possibility and not a far-fetched one. Monster, symbol MNST, they give P.A.I.D. domestically and internationally. And this next position definitely brings in the dough globally. They get P.A.I.D. from the four corners of the earth. I'm talking about Visa, symbol V. Now, Visa is perhaps the epitome of an extremely profitable cross-border payment business. With the demands for global digital payments increasing exponentially, Visa is top dog in terms of market cap, sales, and arguably brand recognition and strength. There are over 3 billion, I said 3 billion Visa cards in circulation, and the card is accepted at 44 million locations, and the network continues to grow worldwide. The great news for Visa and its shareholders is that as the payment industry makes an inevitable shift from the cash and check to digital card payment system, Visa makes more money. That is, the economies are even more lucrative for every dollar spent on digital. A swipe on a physical credit card processing machine, get a load of this. 15 cents is Visa's take versus 43 cents on a digital Visa card. You get that? That's huge. Now, on the international front, Visa has been uniquely establishing direct relationships with governments. China has proved tricky with specific timing and ultimate cost still uncertain, but strides are being made elsewhere. For instance, in Egypt, Visa signed a memorandum of understanding with the country of Egypt for a G2C program. And for Visa, there is potential for 60 million new accounts and an additional $100 billion in annual processing volume. And other partnerships are being built as I speak. This $235 billion market cap company is just getting started. You want two positions that will get you P.A.I.D. continually and oh so prolifically internationally. You got to be thinking about that Visa, symbol V, and you got to be thinking about that Monster Beverage Corporation, symbol MNST. We're talking about companies that allow you to receive profits across borders, and you can rest assured that's a beautiful thing, knowing that you're getting P.A.I.D. from the four corners of the earth. When we come back, we're going to give you multiple positions. We're talking about 11 positions that will get you P.A.I.D. before 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. It's the ATWWI Wealth Institute ER plays of the day. Let's continue to go to work and make Wall Street pay us right here on Main Street.
Information submitted during the Ask the Wiz Wealth Institute's Classroom Without Walls radio broadcast is to be utilized for information and educational purposes only. Contact your personal financial and or investment advisor for trading and investing advice. Thank you for allowing us to be your community servants. Your Money is so vital to you, to your family. Pension funds and 401ks have recently lost trillions of dollars. Massive job losses, rising prices, Wall Street bailouts, while Main Street is shut out from the so-called American dream. Companies too big to fail. Hundreds of billions of dollars and hundreds of billions more of taxpayer money for this or for that. What about you? What do you do? You're smart, so you realize making smart decisions is more important than ever. Make a smart decision and become a part of the Ask the Wiz Wealth Institute. Go to askthewiz.info to find out more right now. That's www.askthewiz.info. The Ask the Wiz Wealth Institute was founded and is led by Dr. Kenneth Reeves. Dr. Reeves is the Ph.D. economist, financial engineer, and chief investment strategist that is world-renowned for his tremendous guidance in helping to lead countless people to financial security. And he is known worldwide for telling it like it is in simple terms that everyone can understand. It's your hard-earned money, not theirs. Give it your best. Be a part of the Ask the Wiz Wealth Institute. To research and join, call 404-523-9177 or go to the website at askthewiz.info. That's www.askthewiz.info. For only $50 per month. That's right, for only $1.66 per day with no contracts or long-term commitments, you will receive all the benefits of being a member of the Ask the Wiz Wealth Institute. Join now by calling 404-523-9177 or go to the website at www.askthewiz.info. That's the Ask the Wiz Wealth Institute, www.askthewiz.info. The Wiz thanks you for allowing him to be your community servant.
Indeed I do, indeed I do. For it's an honor to serve each and every one of you 24/7, 365. And now we are about to present to you the Ask the Wiz Wealth Institute ER plays of the day. Now keep in mind, if you choose to actualize any of these positions, which means buy to open any of these positions, make sure that you keep your trailing stops no wider than 10%. And then today, after the market closes and the institutional investors have finished trading, which means they finish around 8 o'clock. So about 8:15, check any positions that you have actualized to see whether or not there's any after-hours activity on the position. And then you replicate this process tomorrow morning before 9:30 market opening. Now, in the event you have a call option that is getting you P.A.I.D. either after hours or pre-market, then what you want to do is make sure that you monitor the volume on that position utilizing our TIVA analysis. The Ask the Wiz Wealth Institute TIVA analysis, that stands for time interval volume analysis, to determine whether or not you have enough volume on that call option to push you through water table. Water table is from 11:15 to 12:45, and typically during that time frame, the U.S. markets tend to pull back. You don't want the markets and or your individual position pulling back when you've got a call option because it will erode your profits. So you have to have enough margin and enough volume pushing the position to stabilize it and then bring it out back to the upside on the backside of water table, which is after 12:45. Now, in the event you have a put option that is getting you P.A.I.D., then what you want to do is monitor position as it runs through water table, but keep in mind as the market pulls back and that individual position pulls back during water table time, the associated put will move to the upside, generating arbitrage off margin and increasing your profits. So a put option is a good thing as you roll into water table, all right, in expectation of the market pulling back. So having given you this information, let's go ahead and look at 11 positions that are releasing their ERs either today after the market closes or tomorrow before the market opens. Let's begin with today after the market closes. We have AeroVironment, symbol AVAV, releasing their ER today after the market closes. And then we have Caleres, spelled C-A-L-E-R-E-S, Caleres, Inc., symbol C-A-L, releasing their ER today after the market closes. Tax Preparation Specialist, H&R Block, symbol HRB, is releasing their ER today after the market closes. And Ollie's Bargain Outlet Holdings, symbol OLLI, is also releasing their ER today after the market closes. And now, 7 positions that are releasing their ER tomorrow before the market opens that command our attention to get us P.A.I.D. We're talking about analog devices, symbol ADI, releasing their ER tomorrow before the market opens. Bob Evans Farms, symbol BOBE, will be releasing their ER tomorrow before the market opens. Chico's, symbol CHS, will be releasing their ER tomorrow before the market opens. Dicon Industrial, symbol DY, will be releasing their ER tomorrow before the market opens. Golar LNG Limited, symbol GLNG, will be releasing their ER tomorrow before the market opens, as will Golar LNG Partners, symbol GMLP, will be releasing their ER tomorrow before the market opens. And then, last but not least, Vera Bradley, symbol VRA, will be releasing their ER tomorrow before the market opens. Now, while there are many, many positions releasing their ERs tomorrow, before the market opens, or today after the market closes, these 11 positions have paid us consistently in the past, and these positions are poised to do that once again upon completion of the appropriate drill down. 11 of the low-hanging fruit positions. You pick and choose the ones that are most applicable for the goals and objectives of your portfolio, and you get P.A.I.D. Just continue to do the right thing and make sure you focus that third eye and that third ear and maintain the right moral, fiduciary, and spiritual intent, and you will continue to get P.A.I.D. Holding on. You're inside the classroom without walls, where we're holding on and getting P.A.I.D.
Love on my shoulder. I thought that it would be easier than this. I thought my heart had grown colder, but the warmth of your kiss I can't dismiss. Though my past has left me bruised, I ain't hiding from the truth. When the truth won't let me lie right next to you. But it's holding on, and it's holding strong. Even though I tried to make it, play the part, but I can't fake it. It keeps holding on, and it's holding strong. Even though I tried to break it, heaven knows that I can't shake it. Holding on, holding on, holding on. I've seen times that were harder. I remember the taste of bitterness. Won't you help me, my Father? Help me fall in the love that I have missed. Though my past has left me bruised, I ain't hiding from the truth. When the truth won't let me lie right next to you. But it's holding on, and it's holding strong. Even though I tried to make it, play the part, but I can't fake it. It keeps holding on, and it's holding strong. Even though I tried to break it, heaven knows that I can't shake it. Holding on, girl, I'm holding on, yeah. But it's holding on, and it's holding strong. Even though I tried to make it, play the part, but I can't fake it. It keeps holding on, and it's holding strong. Even though I tried to break it, heaven knows that I can't shake it. Holding on, holding on, holding on, holding on. It keeps holding on, hey, holding on.
along, girl. Holding on.
And now, family members and listeners alike, let's analyze one of the things that the uber wealthy, they've been doing since the beginning of time. And that is they are able to monetize what they see now and others see eventually. That is something that every dynasty and those that control those dynasties have always been able to do. And so now, family members, we must adopt that same philosophy. We must be able to look at and through things with our third eye. We must be able to hear the inaudible with our third ear. We must develop our senses so that we also can see now what others see eventually. And so now, what I like to do is go over 10, count them, 10 companies that are releasing things that are going to change society as we know it. Now, these companies are very clever because many of these items are wants. They are not needs. But what these companies are very clever at doing is they're very clever at packaging them, advertising them, if you will, in a manner that makes you just gotta have them. And as a result of that, these products fly off the shelves and they become a staple in everyday life. And so now, let us think like the uber wealthy and let us cash in as we see now what others see eventually. And so, what I'd like to do is present to you multiple products that are being released by multiple companies that will get you P.A.I.D. Now, the iPhone 8 is the worst kept secret on the planet. But other companies have potential game changers coming out over the next few months. I need for you to take copious notes, for you will get P.A.I.D. from this information I'm about to give you. Now, every now and then, a company puts out what is known as a game-changing product. And that can mean a number of things. For instance, it could be something that's so successful that it leads everyone else in the industry to follow suit. Or it can be a product that's so successful that it meaningfully changes a company's fortunes. Now, on Wall Street, this phenomenon tends to be the stuff of tech stocks, which frequently generate new breakthrough products and technologies that change the landscape for consumers and sector rivals alike. Let's take, for example, the iPhone. This wasn't the first smartphone, but Apple did manage to create what many believed was the best smartphone, accelerating the industry's growth and leading to myriad copycats. Not to mention, it made a lot of shareholders a boatload of money. Now, it's not always easy to identify a game-changing product. For instance, when Amazon first released the Amazon Echo smart speaker in 2014, very few people predicted it would become the center of the connected home. But it has, and it has led to a widespread rush from other tech titans to produce their own smart speakers. So, what, pray tell, is the next big thing? Well, I'm about to present to you multiple stocks that will soon be releasing new products that will indeed be game changers. The first company is Apple, symbol AAPL. Now, when it comes to game-changing products and game-changing product releases, one technology company is on everyone's mind right now. That would be Apple. While the exact date is unknown, most pundits believe we are just weeks away from one of Apple's most important launches in years, the iPhone 8. Now, the new iPhone is the first complete redesign of Apple's smartphone in 3 years. The smartphone is expected to feature an all-glass design, a AMOLED display with minimal bezel, wireless charging, a revolutionary new camera, okay? And it's gonna have a super premium price tag. Now, this all-new iPhone is expected to start a new super cycle of consumer upgrades. Now, their current iPhone, within their current iPhones. Now, between that and the excessively high margins, the iPhone 8 has the potential to boost Apple's stock, already trading around all-time highs. And because the smartphone industry tends to follow Apple's lead, you can best bet the iPhone 8 will be a game changer in more than one way. Apple, symbol AAPL, and the iPhone 8. Next position I want to give you is Samsung, trading under the symbol SSNLF. That's SSNLF, Samsung. Now, Samsung Electronics, okay, is Apple's primary smartphone rival, and it trades on several exchanges. Okay? Now, they just announced its latest, what they call phablet, the Galaxy Note 8. And it's scheduled for a release on September the 15th. Write that down on your portfolio calendars. September the 15th release date. Now, the Galaxy Note 8 is a critical product for the company, as a monster launch would finally put the memories of the Galaxy Note 7 disaster behind it. In 2016, reports that the Galaxy Note 7 spontaneously caught fire sent shares in a brief funk for Samsung, though they've since recovered and set new all-time highs earlier this year. Now, big sales also would help to play spoiler for Apple's iPhone 8 launch, possibly even stealing some sales, especially if the iPhone 8 turns out to be as expensive as rumors and supplies of Apple's new iPhones are constrained. Samsung, September the 15th, release date of the Galaxy Note 8. Next, Fitbit, symbol FIT. Now, Fitbit hasn't had a stellar year. In fact, it has been a pretty wretched publicly traded life ever since its 2015 IPO. At less than $6 per share, Fitbit is off nearly 90% from its all-time high a month ago, all-time high, a month after going public. And it's more than 70% below its IPO price. Now, the past year has been rough for Fitbit. Shares dropped by more than 60% as the Apple Watch and inexpensive Chinese fitness trackers have cut into its sales. But there is hope for a turnaround in Fitbit fortunes in the form of the company's first smartwatch, and it's expected to hit the markets during the holidays coming up. Now, Apple has had its way with the wearable markets, with the Apple Watch simply dominating the smartwatch market. However, if the new Fitbit smartwatch, which incorporates IP acquired from Pebble, okay, if this particular Fitbit smartwatch is a hit, it could not only give Apple a real smartwatch contender, but it could spark a massive recovery rally in beleaguered Fitbit shares. Fitbit, FIT, smartwatch launch during the holidays. Next company I want to give you is GoPro, symbol GPRO. Now, GoPro is another tech company that has had a lousy ride for most of its publicly traded experience. Now, while shares initially surged in the months following its offering, they've since plunged 90% since their 2014 highs and sit 60% below the 2014 IPO price of $24. Now, the company has suffered increased competition for its core action cameras, manufacturing challenges, and a critical product recall and layoffs have all plagued GoPro. However, GoPro is trying to stage a comeback and has several new products in the pipeline, including one potential game changer, the GoPro Fusion. It brings virtual reality video to the consumer market. Now, it will be out this fall. It is a so-called prosumer camera that can capture spherical video that's necessary for use in virtual reality. Now, if virtual reality catches on the way action camera footage did in the past, okay, the fusion could put GoPro on the top of that market. Now, also, my sources indicate to me that GoPro is going to be releasing a GoPro Hero 6 action camera also later on this year. And GoPro is also working on something called a Karma drone that should be out very soon as well. GoPro trying to step up their game to stay relevant. Symbol GPRO. Next tech stock that's releasing game-changing products is Amazon, the big boy, symbol AMZN. Now, Amazon kicked off the whole smart speaker industry with the Echo. And after thousands of, quote, skills, end quotes, and multiple new Echo products, including cheaper models and even versions with video cameras, the company still dominates the market. But that original flagship Amazon Echo is getting a little long in the tooth. It's getting a little bit old. So with competition increasing and companies like Apple focusing on Echo weak spots, like its plastic build and mediocre sound, okay, Amazon is expected to release a follow-up to the original later this year. Rumors have the Echo 2 being shorter, rounder, covered with a premium cloth effect instead of bare plastic, and sporting more drivers for improved audio performance. Echo 2, y'all. Now, it might not be the groundbreaker the original was, but a new Echo would go a long way towards keeping up Amazon's momentum and helping the e-commerce giant remain atop of the smart speaker heap. Amazon, Echo 2, coming at you soon. Next company releasing game-changing type of products will be Microsoft, symbol MSFT, Microsoft. Now, Microsoft's corporation's Xbox One got off to a rough start upon release and has been thoroughly trounced in sales by PlayStation 4 ever since. However, Microsoft has decided to shake up the current generation of game consoles in hopes of reversing its fortunes. You see, the Xbox One X boasts that it's, quote, the world's most powerful console, end quote, with claims of 40% more power than any other game console, making it ideal for 4K gaming. Now, the $499 Xbox One X is available for pre-order right now with a November release date, just in time for the holiday shopping season. And in a release that they put out just last Friday, Microsoft thanks its fans for pre-ordering, quote, more Xbox One X Project Scorpion Edition consoles in the first 5 days than any Xbox ever. I repeat, Microsoft thanks its fans for pre-ordering, quote, more Xbox One X Project Scorpio Edition consoles in the first 5 days than any Xbox ever, end quote. The Xbox division, as of yet, is not a major driver of Microsoft stock, but this is a game changer in that it puts Microsoft back into serious contention in the console wars. Microsoft. Next tech stock releasing game-changing products is Nintendo, symbol NTDOY. Nintendo, symbol NTDOY. Now, Microsoft isn't the only company about to release a new game console. No. Nintendo is as well. And if it lives up to the hype, sales could be huge. Now, Nintendo has a hit on its hands this year with the revolutionary Nintendo Switch, but it saw almost as much hysteria over the NES Classic Edition, a limited edition all-in-one console with 30 classic games that sold out repeatedly through the holidays last year. Now, Nintendo ended up selling more than 2 million NES classics in 5 months before discontinuing it. Now this fall, it's time for the SNES Classic Edition. The latest Nintendo mini console drivers will be delivered starting September the 29th. Write that down. The latest Nintendo mini console will be delivered starting September the 29th. Just like last time, pre-orders sold out almost immediately with Amazon, Walmart stores, and Target, aka Target Corporation, among others, running out of stock in minutes. Family members, that's going to be a payday for you, me, we, the ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute family. While other companies are focusing on massive firepower and big ticket pricing for their consoles, Nintendo is making a case for the appeal of inexpensive retro gaming. Its success is bound to spawn copycats. Nintendo, they get your P.A.I.D. Next up, we've got Alphabet, symbol GOOGL. Now, Google pulled off the seemingly impossible last year when the company released its first smartphone and actually made a splash. Now, in a miniature smartphone market, okay, that's getting smaller and smaller for the big boys because the smartphone market is getting more and more mature, where newcomers rarely succeed. The Google Pixel quickly won praise for being one of the best Android smartphones on the market. And it didn't hurt that Google owns Android and kept one of that operating system's newest features, Google Assistant, as a Pixel exclusive for months after launch. Still, Alphabet sits in the shadows of the big boy, Apple, and its sidekick, Samsung. That may change, however, with the Google Pixel 2, the follow-up of its first branded smartphone. Now, there aren't many details, though it appears it will be powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 8G6 SoCs. Now, considering the original is estimated to have moved 1.8 million units since launch, a new version that leverages the initial success plus improvements, not to mention an XL version with a 5.99-inch display, could push Google into an even more influential position in the smartphone world. We're talking about that Alphabet, symbol GOOGL. Next up, right, wrong, indifferent, Tesla, symbol TSLA. Now, Tesla technically has already started delivering its M3 model. But considering only a handful of people have one of these in their parking lots or in their driveways right now, okay, one has to take into account the consumer rush when more of these Model 3s are delivered. Now, Tesla had an apparent success with the Model S and more mixed results with the Model X. However, both of those were luxury products. The Model 3 is Tesla's attempt to take electric cars mainstream. And if it succeeds, Tesla might not only truly kick off the age of the electric car, but change the face of global automobiles in one fell swoop. The first 30 Model 3S's were delivered at the end of July. Production is just beginning to ramp up. And Tesla's CEO, Elon Musk, expects to produce 100 more vehicles in August, 1,500 by September, and 20,000 cars per month by the end of 2017. We will see. Now, Tesla has already made EV cool to the well-heeled, and now we'll see if he can make it accessible to the masses. Tesla, symbol TSLA. And the next product I want to give to you, believe it or not, is Apple once again. And you say, well, wait a minute, didn't you already give us Apple? Yeah, Your memory does serve you well, but while the iPhone 8 is perhaps the most critical Apple product launch of the past few years, the company has other game-changing products in the pipeline that are or could be launching soon. For example, something called the HomePod, P-O-D. That's Apple's take on the smart speaker. It's going to arrive in December, pitting Siri and advanced audio performance against the mighty Amazon Echo. Once again, Apple HomePod. Now, with the market for smart speakers predicted to top $13 billion by 2024, the HomePod has the potential to at least move the needle, if you will, for Apple stock, if it's a hit. And also expected to make an appearance in the very near future, possibly as soon as this fall, will be the Apple Watch 3. The Apple Watch 3, which is a 4K Apple type of watch. And then we also have, and they've been talking about it for the longest, Apple TV with HDR support and the iMac Pro. Now, each of these will be released by Apple. And the new Apple Watch is expected to cut the iPhone cord with cellular connectivity. The Apple TV will finally support 4K video, and the iMac Pro should have unprecedented graphics and firepower. Each could well be a game changer in its own right. So you see, we had to, and we were compelled to list Apple twice, giving you information that would allow you to see now what others see eventually and get you P.A.I.D. You've been inside the Classroom Without Walls radio broadcast, where we gave you information pertaining to multiple stocks poised to get you P.A.I.D. from the release of game-changing products. We gave you 2 U.S. stocks that are poised to get you P.A.I.D. globally. We then went on and revealed multiple exchange-traded funds that provide you a clever way and means of getting P.A.I.D. from Alibaba. And we also identified several under-the-radar stocks that will get you P.A.I.D. during your retirement years. We want to remind you that we do this each Tuesday and Thursday from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's the ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute Classroom Without Walls radio broadcast, where you, me, we, the ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute family, form one mastermind, maintain the appropriate chakra level, and we master powerful strategies and techniques that make Wall Street pay us right here on Main Street. For those of you that are members of the ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute family, please be advised that we'll be in our normally scheduled ASK THE WIZ Wealth Institute virtual trade room tomorrow. That's Wednesday, August the 30th, 2017, from 9:30 until 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we make Wall Street pay us right here on Main Street, real time, while the market is open and during market conditions. Peace and blessings be upon each and every one of you. This Classroom Without Walls radio broadcast is now dismissed. This is Dr. Kendall Wiz Reeves saying thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your day.